When do you think your cubing career will end?
As soon as I could see myself sort of stop officially competing in the next couple of years, but I could also see myself continuing this for like another 5 to 10 years. That said, I expect I'll probably always have a cube around me, whether or not I actually practice and like speed cube. So I don't really know.
What do you plan to do after high school?
I'm really interested in physics, so I want to do research, especially in theoretical physics and cosmology.
How did you get so fast at 3x3?
Lots of practice, primarily, but more specifically, so one way I practice that I don't think a lot of people do is doing slow solves. So instead of just doing lots of time solves, I specifically try to find new things while doing the solve, trying to find more efficient ways of doing things. Anyway, so by doing that, I've learned a lot of little tricks and things that I use.
How often do you practice?
Now, not that much. Like it's very irregular.
Well, then how do you expect to get faster?
How do I expect to get faster?
Yeah.
I don't expect I'll get that much faster. I don't know. So right now, I'm busy with school, and cubing isn't my top priority, so I don't cube as much. But I can see myself like in summer practicing a lot more and actually improving.
How did you react to Keaton's 5.09 and Lucas's 4.90?
So initially, the 509, I was really happy about Keaton. So I expected it to be Felix, and I'm friends with Felix. But when I heard Keaton got it, I thought that was super cool because I'm like really good friends with Keaton, and I just didn't expect that. But then Lucas got the 490, which I also felt good about for him. Like really, like that was awesome. But at the same time, I felt really bad for Keaton. You know, to have the world record for like a few hours and then to not have it ever count officially and so on. But
how about Miss Scramble in New York City? How did you feel about that?
My Miss Scramble?
Yeah.
It was not a big deal. It was like a very blatant Miss Scramble. I went directly to the delegate right afterwards, and I knew like during the solve that it was a Miss Scramble and it wouldn't count. I just solved it anyway, just in case. So it wasn't like I was disappointed. I knew.
But for a second, did you think maybe you got the world record?
Oh yeah, that could have been a much better solve, but it was like a ridiculously easy scramble. It shouldn't have mattered.
What's your favorite speed cube shop?
I don't always buy cubes, but when I do, I buy from the cubecool.us. So of course that's.
How did you get into speed cubing?
So actually my friend's brother was able to solve a cube. He wasn't a speed cuber or anything. He could solve it in like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, something like that. But I thought that was cool, so I looked it up on YouTube. I had a cube at home, I think, at that point. And just learned how to solve it on YouTube using Dan Brown's method.
How old were you when you learned?
I think I originally learned when I was like 10. Then I sort of stopped for a year, and then I picked it back up when I learned that speed cubing was a thing. And that's when I actually started practicing and competing and stuff.
How do you stay motivated to keep cubing?
It's fun, and there are so many wonderful people that I've met through this. So I think I just enjoy doing it. That's my primary motivation.
Do you make money from speed cubing?
I've made like a little bit from, like Nationals 2014 and stuff. So, and like other indirect things, but not a lot. It's not like a job.
But like, aren't you like sponsored?
Yeah. So that like helps me go to competitions and things like that. But it's not like I'm an employee or anything.
But like, what does you being sponsored make you? How does it benefit you? Yeah.
I get to travel more, and I don't have to worry about the costs associated with traveling for cube comps, which is really nice.
So like,
so just things like nationals, I won't have to pay for.
For the entrance fee?
Also just like hotel and flights.
Also the hotel and flights are like free, right?
More or less, yes.
Including international?
Possibly, like it depends on the situation.
Okay, my last question. Do you remember me from your Vox video?
Which last video?
The one where I said, aren't you that Rubik Cube guy? Are you that famous Rubik?
Oh, you were that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that was you. Okay, no, I didn't know that. Cool.
Okay, bye.
Good to-